In a country like India, where millions of cars operate on the streets every day, road accidents are pretty much unavoidable. Thousands of accidents of various intensities happen almost every year, and a lot of people suffer losses in terms of lives and money. Every time there is an accident in India, people will gather around the spot, but no one will bother to help anyone out. This is mostly because people don't know their rights, responsibilities, and duties. A lot of questions pop up in a person's mind when he or she is involved in an accident, so we decided to make a list of everything you need to know if you get into a road accident. Let's break your response down into steps. Step number 1 is emergency response. It's best to remain calm and assess the situation. Your first priority should be taking care of the injured victims if there are any. By law, you're bound to take the victim to the hospital if he or she has been injured. Step 2. Take pictures of everything. At the accident site, take photos of the location, the damage caused to vehicles, and any other details of the other vehicle that was involved. These pictures act as evidence in court and make your insurance claim easier. Step 3. Calling the authorities. In case of an accident where damage has been caused to vehicles, people, or any other property, it is your duty to inform the cops that an accident has occurred. The police will help you sort the issue by guiding you through the legal process and even tow your vehicle if it's totaled. Finally, step 4. After addressing all of these things, the legal procedure begins, and depending on the intensity of the accident, the procedures keep multiplying. However, if no person is injured in the accident, the insurance companies of both the vehicles will compensate the owner for the damage. Now, what if you injure a person in an accident? If there is a victim involved in your accident, the police will file a case against you for negligent and rash driving. However, the prosecution will have to prove it in court. In case you are convicted of negligent or rash driving, you will be booked under Section 279 IPC, which is punishable for imprisonment up to 6 months or a fine up to Rs1,000 or both. You can also be booked under Section 336 or 337 of IPC, which provide that if a person drives rashly endangering life or personal liberty of others, and under Section 338, punishable with imprisonment of up to 2 years or a fine or both. In case a victim loses his life, the police will file a case against you under Section 304A of the Indian Penal Code, which deals with offences relating to death due to negligence. As per the provisions of Section 304A, whoever causes the death of any person by doing any rash or negligent act not amounting to culpable homicide shall be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 2 years or with a fine or both. In India, over 90% of the drivers involved in road accidents where victims are involved are convicted. You will have to prove your innocence in court, and it's best to get medical tests done right after the accident, as these will act as extra evidence that you were not under the influence of any intoxicants. If the accident is caused because the other vehicle or person was in your blind spot, there are higher chances of you being able to prove your innocence. You can also scan the area around you and see if there are any security cameras around you that can cover the accident spot. You can use this as evidence in proving that it was not your fault. If you manage to prove your innocence, you are liable to pay a compensation to the victim in case of death or permanent disability. If your vehicle is insured, the insurance company normally settles the compensation. If you injure a person with your vehicle, it's best if you take him or her to the hospital instead of fleeing the spot, because then you would be slapped with a hit-and-run case. In hit-and-run cases, people are afraid that they will get caught up in the court case if they tend to the victim. In India, people don't intervene, and in many cases, the victim loses his life. On March 30, 2016, as mentioned on the website of the Safe Life Foundation, the Supreme Court of India gave force of law to the guidelines for the protection of Good Samaritans issued by the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. This law protects bystanders who help accident victims and instruct the police and hospitals not to hassle people providing emergency help. The law highlights key points such as the bystander has no obligation to answer any question as soon as he or she takes a victim to a hospital. He or she is not obliged to reveal his name or identity. The person shall be rewarded by the state government as an encouragement to other citizens. The person should be heard in only a single hearing in court to facilitate hassle-free legal procedures. If the police or doctors harass a Good Samaritan, they will be punished accordingly, soon after checking the patient. For accidents of low intensity, it is important that people understand that not all road accidents are caused due to the negligence or rash driving, and some of them are an honest mistake. Instead of getting hyped up and taking on someone in a fist fight, calmly resolve your issues and let insurance companies take care of the compensation and legal procedures. As a driver, you should stick to traffic rules, maintain lane discipline, and look out for speed limits. If people drive responsibly, the probability of accidents will probably go down and our roads will be safer.